I'm Brian Benjamin. I own Eagle Creek Fish Company right here on Michigan Avenue in beautiful Jackson. We're very fortunate, all of us in Jackson sit on a very rich aquifer, very clean, cold water, and that's the reason we built these big raceways here. Those are flowing with that clean water, and we're raising rainbow trout here. We've got a hatchery where we hatch our own eggs. Our customers are primarily wholesale customers in white tablecloth restaurants. We do have a Thursday market where we make our fish available to local residents at a very low cost. Really, this is a dream come true for someone that was born in New York City to be able to be out in this beautiful 90 acres, God's country, and try to be really a responsible steward for the gifts that we've been given. Clean water, clean air, clean soil, and that's part of the reason we've got some blueberries. We don't put anything into our trout except a primarily plant-based diet. We do everything on site, from raising the eggs to growing the fish to actually harvesting them. We put them in these cold ice baths where they kind of die a peaceful, we don't want to talk about death, but where we're able to process them right here on site. So we're doing our own filleting, pin boning, flash freezing for those customers that like it frozen. And so it's really kind of a whole circle of food production. I was working for a chemical company for 33 years. I'm originally from New York, born and raised in New York, came to Michigan to go to graduate school at Michigan. And I met my wife, who's a local Michigan girl, and we ended up settling in Michigan. Company kind of broke up, and I was looking for something new to do. My wife, who worked at Kmart for 36 years, said, "Hey Brian, you love being outside. Why don't you look at something that maybe you could do outside?" And she saw a farm for sale. We didn't know even what kind of farm it was. No idea. Well, we drove out here that Sunday. Sure enough, all these fish in these tubs and tanks all over the place, and we were immediately captivated. We ended up negotiating with the bank who was running it through a receivership, and after about 5 or 6 months, bought the farm and invested really our life savings into it. For a couple of years, really, I just tried to do what the last person was doing. I just thought maybe I could do it better or smarter, faster. It was just impossible. But I was fortunate that I met a farmer in North Carolina. His name is Tom, who is really an expert flow-through trout farm. And that's really what this is here at Eagle Creek. It's a flow-through trout farm. We're blessed with artesian spring water. The whole Jackson area sits on a very rich aquifer that produces super clean water. In fact, they bottle the water from here. And this is actually drinking water, quality water. Comes up from the ground naturally, and we built these long raceways which really simulate a river. So the water that these fish swim in is just the purest water. There's no mercury, there's no microplastics, there's no antibiotics, there's no hormones. And that's the reason that our fish are so sought after. It's just this superior quality that results from kind of a boutique farm. So we're not raising millions of fish in a net pen out in Lake Huron or off the coast of Chile. It's just a couple of folks who work here. We hand feed all of our fish. It's just for the very discerning consumer who wants the very best. A Michelin-starred chef, like up at the Grand Hotel or Selden Standard downtown, they insist on our Eagle Creek fish. So fish, of course, spend their life in the water. So the environment that they spend their life, that water is really going to determine the quality of the fish. Our water, because of this Jackson aquifer that we're all fortunate to live with, really enables these fish to have a great life. We've got a strong flow through the farm, and then it moves on to this wetland out here, and eventually to Sandstone Creek, and from there to the Grand River, ultimately to Lake Michigan, where it replenishes the aquifer naturally. So it's really a very holistic system. It's our job to make their life as good as it can be, and that's really what we strive to do. And that shows in the quality of the fish. An animal that's stressed is going to be vulnerable to disease, could affect the quality. So we want a good life for these fish while we're responsible for them. One of the cool things about having your own little farm when you grew up in New York City and can only dream about trees, is kind of doing it your own way. I bought 165 blueberry plants from a blueberry farmer on the coast of Lake Michigan, and I planted these 165 plants. You know, when you talk about sustainability or circle of life or cradle to grave, what we're trying to do here, and again, I'm not a big corporation, it's just me and my wife, we feel like this is something that could really be great and sustainable, good for our community, good for the soil, good for the water. Gosh darn it, we're gonna do it. And everybody I bring here, they say, you make such a big deal about these blueberry plants. Like my brothers, when I tell them about the blueberry, you've been talking about the blueberries, you got these little twigs in the ground. But really for me, it's much more. It's really the circle of life. It's creating this very natural ecosystem that is really sustainable. It's just a very wholesome approach to food. Food sustainability and local farmers is gosh darn important, and we are part of that. We've got a Thursday market from 1 to 6 every Thursday. Most of our business is wholesale and to white tablecloth restaurants, but we really wanted to make our product available to the Jackson, Albion, Grass Lake, Ann Arbor community. The Thursday market allows us to touch the community in really a very intimate way, in a way that makes us feel good about what we're doing. Because again, we're giving access at a very fair price. This really gives access to high quality food. We've got a couple of things in our market that we're looking to do. We've got a smoked trout dip that we are producing jointly with a smokehouse in Grand Rapids. The other thing is that I've got this idea to partner with some local businesses or institutions and some corporate wellness programs and encourage them to eat the kind of quality, lean protein that rainbow trout provides. Rich in omega-3, no chemicals, no hormones, no antibiotics. Really the kind of food that you should eat. It's very good for brain health, good for cardiovascular health. And so kind of tying together a wellness program with some of the local companies is really part of our vision for the future. My hopes for the future is, first of all, to continue to be able to do this. We do have some potential expansion. I've actually worked with Willoughby Cement and Cook Poured Walls, who poured our raceways on an expansion project. Right now, our focus is on really driving business to our Thursday market and also some collaboration with local industry and business to incorporate our local farm and its high quality protein into their wellness programs.